Welcome to the Tradies in Business podcast with your hosts Warwick Bidwell and Nicole Cox. Divert your phone and grab a brew as Waz and Nick unpack tips, tales, secrets and stuff-ups from guests both inside and outside your trade, helping educate and inspire you to break the cycle of gut-busting and money stress and create a true trade business.
So there's a bit of contention in the group today. Actually, there's a bit of heavy discussion around this subject everywhere.
Are we really going to do this?
Yes, shit, yeah.
On the podcast?
Yes.
Are we going to mention any names?
Yes, we are.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Are you ready?
Wasn't
Everybody's
Nick.
talking about Warwick and Nicole. You took my thunder, you bugger.
Sorry. I can't say names.
I can say names.
Go on.
Scott Cam.
I knew you were going to do that.
Just mic drop. Let's do it.
Boom.
Let's have a discussion about this. Everybody's upset about the fact the government has appointed Scott Cam to be the person that gets more kids into the trades.
Yeah, hasn't that poked a few people in the sore spot?
In the sore spot and then some.
I'd rather be poked in the happy spot. But anyway.
I'm seeing some pretty waspy-like conversations going on.
Waspy?
Yes.
You're just bringing all of the lingo from the gringo. I don't know what that means.
You lost me.
Yeah. Well, what's the waspy comments?
You know,
thing?
everybody buzzes in and takes a bite and runs away.
Oh, is that what a waspy comment is?
It is now. I made it up.
You just made that up.
Yeah.
And here I was thinking you're an authority on all things like young because you've got an Eshe living in the house.
I got two Eshe. I got an Eshe and a lad. And
Oh my gosh.
I know.
I still don't even really know what all that means. So
We can unpack that if you like.
I'm still using the term bogan.
They're just upper class bogans.
Is there such a thing?
There really is. They wear the designer clothes, but they're still bogans.
I don't know if I should share this on national podcast radio, but I spotted a guy in my street the other day with an ankle bracelet.
What kind of ankle bracelet?
Not the kind you would get from the jewellers.
So you mean like a proper...
The kind that
He's
the government
a naughty
gives you.
person.
Yes.
So do they only have them for pedophiles or do they have them for criminals as well?
No, it's not just the first one, but I just drove down my street and here's this guy in the street on a Razor scooter with a couple young kids.
All right.
And it's like, he's not wearing any shoes on the road, which is what made me look.
Yes.
And then I went, look at that. He's wearing a special ankle bracelet.
Are you sure it wasn't just one of those weights that walkers wear?
I was definitely sure.
Maybe one leg isn't as masculine or muscular as the other.
No, sorry. Definitely an ankle bracelet.
So should I get some boxes and start packing?
Yes, we are currently planning to move. Because the neighbourhood has turned to shit.
Oh, it happens.
Anyway, that was completely off topic.
And it's got nothing to do with Scott Cam and the waspy conversations.
No. How the fuck did we get onto that?
It's you. It's always you.
Talking of blame, we talked about that in a different episode.
Take some ownership here, Warwick.
So, yeah, there's been a bit of a stoush. There's been some...
It's online everywhere. People are either happy or they're not. There's no sort of in-between. We're going to be your in-between today, I think.
So, Scott Cam, here's the context, listeners. The Australian government has decided that paying... Is it Australia or just Queensland? It's Australia,
No, I
isn't it?
think it's Australia.
It's national, yeah. So they're going to pay Scotty Cam to go around and tell little kiddies how great it is to become a tradesman
Okay,
or woman, right?
great.
And he's going to be the government's role model, and encourage more people into the trades. Because obviously we have an issue here in Australia where trades are seen as a second-rate option. We've talked about that on the show before. There's not enough people going from school to trades. There's this whole thing about getting a tertiary education, which, take it from me, it's a crock of shit, kids, so don't do it. And the opinions of me are not representative of the show or Coxie, because she disagrees with everything I say anyway.
No, we're going to agree on this one.
But it's caused a bit of...
Furor.
It has polarised. That's the fancy word I was looking for.
No, we're using wank words. It's
So-
just pissed people off.
Well, but it's pissed some people off who disagree with it.
Yeah.
And then other people are like, no, it's a great idea. And so the people who think it's a shit idea are arguing with the people who think it's a great idea, which overall is probably a little disappointing because I think both sides are missing the point.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what the point is.
You're waiting for me to come in with the point, aren't you?
Come on, Coxie, right in.
Just gonna drop you in the shit.
And rescue me from that.
Well, I am going to rescue you because the point of the entire exercise, doesn't matter which point of view you have or where you're coming from, is to get more people into the trades.
Yep.
So having conversations like this, regardless of whether, it's the old saying, all publicity can be good publicity.
Yes.
This very much is one of those cases. We're all going to be talking about Scott Cam. Everybody around us is going to be talking about Scott Cam. They're not even talking about Scott Cam. They're talking about the amount of money that he's being paid, or we're told he's being paid.
Which is bugger all, to be honest.
I think it's bugger all.
I'll be honest here and say my initial reaction when I saw the figure, it's 345 grand or something for I don't know how long.
15 months.
Right. So,
and within that, he's going to have to travel around the entire country.
Which they'll probably pay for his travel, but whatever, who gives a shit?
But it's time away from his family.
But it's not a lot of money.
No.
For that sort of a program or publicity exercise or whatever. Like, the dude would make more than that for one friggin' episode of The Block.
Thank you.
And so, in terms of the amount of money that the government pisses up the wall for other things that do nothing, it's a drop in the ocean. And I think a lot of people are perhaps missing the opportunity here to literally grab the fucking coattails of this guy and be a part of an initiative that is going to be good for trades everywhere.
Does this come back to the whole other conversation we had about how people are just blaming everybody? They're negative, nobody's happy, nobody's taking responsibility? Because there was a campaign recently done by the Australian government in which they paid influencers, and it wasn't a lot of money. I couldn't give you the figures, but they paid influencers to do like an Instagram campaign about exercise. So there was a bunch of these activities going on all at once. It didn't do particularly well, but they gave it a crack.
Surprisingly.
But everybody's up in arms about it. And you know what? I actually thought it was a really smart idea.
I think people are just too keen to talk smack, especially online. It's like everyone's got to have a fucking whinge about something. Mm-hmm. And I'm doing it right now on our podcast. So I'm whinging about the whinges. How does that work?
I don't know.
Do two negatives make a positive?
No.
Please tell me it does.
No.
What happened to everybody like pulling together and saying, well, you know what? They've spent the money. Let's get behind it and make it a good thing.
How about looking at what this could actually potentially do for your business?
I know.
Regardless of whether you feel it's a lot of money or not, or whether he's the right person or not, the fact of the matter is we're putting a positive light onto tradies, on what they do.
Yep.
And the fact that it was hard to get to where they are because there's no real clear pathway.
And I just think people get pissed off because it wasn't them. Or...
Oh, well, I could have done a good job in this.
Yeah.
Why aren't they paying us?
And I might lose 2 of the 3 friends that I've actually got in this next comment. But this is the problem with... One of the problems I see with trades in Australia is this bloody fragmentation that goes on. It's all, let's have a punch up about something. Instead of, let's actually fucking work together and get out there and make a voice that the government can't ignore, that policymakers can't ignore, the banks can't ignore, the insurance companies can't ignore, the educators can't ignore. But instead, we're all going the punch on with each other and everyone else is standing back, the government and everybody else going, what's with all these fucking idiots?
Yes.
And I honestly think that's one of the big things that holds back the industries, whether it's plumbers, sparkies, landscapers, builders, motor mechanics, whoever you want to chuck in the bucket of trades, quote unquote. I don't see the supposed representative organisations banding together very well either.
No.
They seem to all exist in silos.
Yes.
And we've tried to talk to some of them, and it's like they're all running their own races, but they're not even running the same direction on the same friggin' track. They're all
everybody's got a different opinion.
And fucking someone's over on this field and someone's over on that field. It's like, what's with all the division and broken approach to everything?
I had a really interesting conversation. Yesterday I spoke to maybe 25 tradies individually over a period of the day.
Mm-hmm.
And I was talking to them about something very external to what we're talking about today. But one of them was training to become a builder. And he said to me, I'm really looking for somebody to take a look at my templates. I'm creating some templates. He said, the problem with our industry is because I'm going to be a builder, suddenly I threaten everybody around me and nobody will help me. And I thought, isn't that shit?
That's madness.
Isn't that shit? This poor guy wants to do the best he can do, and he's not really sure whether what he's doing is along the right track or not, and he's looking for some guidance, and there isn't a single builder mate around him that is happy to give that guidance. That's really sad.
And I don't know if this is specific to the trades. I doubt that it is. I think it's the way society is headed, which, oh my gosh, big statements like that, I even hurt my own ears when I hear myself say it. But I feel like everyone's in for a fight. I mean, I hate social media for that stuff. And sometimes I detest the fact that we use social media to get our messaging out. But, you know, I feel like more of us need to be trying to get more positivity out there on social media because the flood of bullshit, and you know, I see some posts in just some of the groups that I've left a lot of groups online in the last few months because I'm just sick of all the crap. But like, I do a bit of hiking and bushwalking and overnight camping and stuff, and someone will post in a hiking group about, hey gang, what are you all using for sleep mats for overnight hikes? You know,
Yep.
3 to 5 days, and you can guarantee that some twat will get on there and just tear them apart. It's like, this question's already been asked 27 times in this fucking group. How about you go and search for the thing instead of posting?
That's such a redundant comment, isn't it?
And it's like, dude, come on. Maybe
Ease
they
up.
just joined the group. Maybe they don't know.
Maybe that I had the same thing in a golden retriever group. Now, you would think people that own dogs would be friendly people, but they are
they're
not.
weirdos.
They are not. This poor girl who was clearly young, if you took 2 seconds to look at her profile picture, she was clearly young. My assumption would be it's the first dog she's owned independently of her own parents. And she asked whether the other people in the group bought little shoes and raincoats for their dogs for when it was raining, and she got freaking slammed. People were saying how cruel she was. You shouldn't dress up dogs. Hell, shit, I just put ears on my dogs the weekend before for Christmas photos. Does that make me a shitty human? No, I don't think so.
Call the RSPCA.
Oh, why do we have to be so... What is it with wanting to tear people down?
It's attack. People seem to be on this heightened, hyper-vigilant state of attack mode.
Yes.
And as soon as something goes past us that looks anything like a weakness or outside what we believe or think, it's like, attack, attack. And I don't get it. I don't understand.
I tell you how confident we are in what we do and how ready we are to share what we do. We actually have other business coaches in our group. They all play by the rules, so they're free to stay. If you come into the group or you slip through the cracks or whatever it might be because you're not the tradie that we thought you were, or there are some people in there that are friends of ours, we're happy to have them in there because we're not threatened by what they're going to take away because we bring our own flavour and there is enough room in the world for all of us. We can all make a living doing what we're doing. We can all help the people we want to help. What somebody likes about me, they might not like about the other person and vice versa. We all fill a role.
Yep.
But that's how confident we are. I think we talk a lot about tradies and how they should be more giving and sharing with one another and supportive together. So I want to demonstrate the fact that we actually do that.
And I know there are some of our members that actually work together and they're in the same industry, in the same geographical area, and they help each other out, you know. Help a brother out, help a sister out. Like, where did that go? Is it still there? Maybe it's still there and I don't see it.
Oh, well, look, I'd love you to tell us either way. Drop it in the group.
Yeah, let's stick a poll up.
Let's put a poll.
That shouldn't get any bloody comments.
No.
Maybe someone will attack me.
Probably.
But yeah, anyway, Scott Cam. What do you reckon? Tell us what you think.
Sure.
Do you want to attack it?
I was going to... Yep. Shut up, Nicole. Clearly we think it's a good thing.
Yeah, overall it's a good thing. I hate the government wasting money. There's 20 people they could have picked from. There's 100 different ways they could have done it. But you know what? They fucking did something.
They did something.
And
we can't complain anymore.
And do you know what the government's going to do? The government is going to gauge the response from the trades.
Yes.
And if it's overwhelmingly negative, then they probably won't do much stuff.
Nope. So let's be positive about this. Embrace it for what it is and just run with the ball.
And I yeah. too many people don't stay mindful of the fact that everybody's watching.
It's a very valid point
Everybody's
you make.
watching. Your customers are watching. Your colleagues are watching. The government's watching.
It watches it. Google's watching.
Google and Facebook are listening to what we're saying right now because I have Facebook and YouTube open at the same time
I'm
on the
telling
other
you,
screen.
you're going to press home on your Facebook page and Scott Cam's going to pull up. Let's try it.
Yeah, but that's because it's in the group.
No,
So
just press home.
I'm going to write off that. Well, I have no feed on there because I have this thing called Kill News Feed on my computer, so I
that's
can't
boring.
procrastinate.
You can see my glass of champagne from last night.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And that's been there for like 4 days.
But stories only stay up for one day.
I don't have any friends on Facebook.
Oh.
So yeah, what do you reckon? Go hit us in the group. Attack us.
Why not? Why not?
Attack us if you want to. We can take
broad
it.
shoulders.
We can take it. They're just words. Sometimes they hurt.
Oh, sometimes words do hurt. Let's not take too much away from that.
Yeah, they can. But tell us what you think about the whole Scott Cam thing. If you don't know what we're on about, go find it on
Google
Facebook or Google it. Scott Cam government contract. There you go. And it'll come up. It'll be the first thing that's there. And we reckon it's good.
Let's not forget Scott Cam is actually a builder.
Yeah, as I think someone pointed out in one of the threads that we were looking at this morning, he was a carpenter.
Yeah.
And he got approached.
Yes.
So what? Even if he wasn't, even if it was me that got $345,000 to go and encourage kids to get in the trades,
Okay, I'd be pissed off because I'm your business partner. I'm meant to be on that train.
come on, I'd share at least 20% with you.
I'm sure you would.
But what if it was Coxie?
Yeah.
She doesn't
Does
have
it
a
really
ticket.
matter?
You don't have a builder's ticket.
No, I don't. I'm just coding on my husband's.
But
I mean,
and I'm just
Pulling on
and
his
I'm just
coattails.
coattailing my old man.
Yeah.
So, can we get a bit of perspective here, gang?
everybody take a chill pill.
Yeah.
If you were one of the ones up in arms.
And if you weren't, then you should be up in arms.
Well, they're probably the ones up in arms at the ones up in arms.
That's the point,
Yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's stop going the punch on with each other and friggin' direct the attention where it needs to go. Get some
Yes.
more kids in the bloody trades, would you?
Please.
Anyway, have a good day.
Bye.
Fuck.
You've been listening to the Tradies in Business podcast with Warwick Bidwell and Nicole Cox. Find out more about today's guest, tools for your trade business, and other cool stuff at tradiesinbusiness.com.au.